The first call flashed across my phone from a number I didn't know. I let it ring out. 20 seconds later, the vibration returned, pressing against my leg like it demanded an answer. I silenced it again. By the 7th time, though something inside me had locked up. My chest felt heavier with each buzz, the sound clawing at me like it knew I was already broken. My hand hovered, but I couldn't lift it. I didn't need to check the screen. I already knew. 139 missed calls. That was the number staring back at me when I finally dared to look. Her voice had been living inside my head since the night before, circling endlessly, growing sharper every time I replayed it. You should be grateful I even dated you. She hadn't screamed it. She hadn't raised her voice at all. She said it like it was an afterthought. The period on the end of something I hadn't realized was finished. I remember the exact moment. Her birthday. The table was set under a flattering glow I had chosen carefully. The food was warm. The wine I had handpicked lingered on my tongue. I'd planned every detail to feel celebratory, polished, something she could remember with pride. But before the main course was even cleared, she pushed her chair back. Not dramatically, almost gently, as if tugged away by a force I couldn't see. Her voice was soft, muffled like it came from another room. I can't do this anymore. And then that line about gratitude. Her friends, the group I had arranged this entire evening around, followed her without hesitation, their approval trailing after her like smoke. They didn't even glance at me. Laughter echoed as they left, sharp and cruel. And I sat there alone at a table for 15. I didn't move. I didn't chase. I let them go. And when the server placed the bill in front of me, I paid it. Every bottle, every dish, every curated detail that had been meant to celebrate her. Not because I was generous, but because it was the only action left that was mine. Anger didn't come first. What settled in me was a strange kind of stillness, a curiosity that chilled more than rage ever could. Had she rehearsed it? Had this humiliation been designed? Or had I just been blind, refusing to see the signs already in front of me? That night, control became a necessity. I searched. Through her phone. Through fragments she thought she'd erased. Deleted threads, hidden messages, names I didn't know. And there it was. Can't wait to see you tonight. Just a sentence, plain on the surface. But for me, it landed like a stone breaking through glass. By Sunday, I held the answer that would silence everything, a DNA test result. The paper didn't weigh much, but in my hands, it felt impossible to lift. I cooked her favorite breakfast that morning, eggs soft and light, and slid the envelope across the table as though it were a casual piece of mail. She opened it, eyes flicking across the page, and her face drained pale. Her hands trembled, brushing the paper like it could be undone by touch. You knew, she whispered. I nodded once. Calm. Decisive. That nod said more than any argument could. She waited for panic. For pleading. For the chaos of me grasping at what was falling apart. But I didn't give her that. I let the silence do its work. She tried to breathe through it, but her own life, the one she'd tried to keep separate, began collapsing right there in front of her. And then I said it, quiet even. I want a divorce. No drama. No shouting. Just the truth. Her lips parted, ready to shape some excuse or story, but I lifted a hand and stopped her before the words could come. There was no space left for explanations. The choice had already been written in those secret messages she thought would never surface. When I walked out, I carried nothing with me but the steadiness she had never seen in me before. My phone kept ringing, vibrating with calls I ignored, messages stacking up like bricks I refused to touch. She scrambled, trying to sweep the fragments of her carefully designed world into neat piles. I didn't stay to watch. I left with the same composure I wore when I placed that envelope on the table. The same mask I held when I sat abandoned at the restaurant. Not a performance this time, but the face of someone who had already shed the version of himself she thought belonged to her. I felt both empty and unshackled. Hollowed out, but free. She hadn't realized it yet, but I was already gone before she even stood up from that breakfast table. The distance stretched, the calls slowed, the urgency in her messages faded. And her world without me kept spinning. I never looked back.